And welcome to the Truth Radio Show on AlternateCurrentRadio.com and ShakeAndWakeRadio.com. Today's Friday, November 28th of 2014, and I am your host, Dan Badandi, and this is a worldwide transmission of the Truth Radio Show. And again, go to our website, TruthRadioshow.com, and our YouTube channel. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's YouTube/user/Truth Radio Show. And just type in Truth Radio Show on YouTube and you'll find us. And we got a lot of social networks going on. We got the new website, a new social network called SU. It's tsu.co, tsu.co. It's a brand new social media website. I mean, it's just like Facebook, but it's going to break the links. I mean, this is going to be the next big thing, folks. And, you actually earn money on this thing. So I don't know how it works, whatever, but I'm telling you, this is going to be the next big social media thing here. People are signing up, and I urge everybody, before you sign up, just go to mine. Just type in Truth Radio in the search or go to my website, and you'll find the link for it. And what we do is, like, when somebody signs up under you, all you do is visit their site, and you can sign up from there, and that person gets money for it. So that money will go, help us raise money for the operation here. And we also got a donation page. I never plugged this enough. I hate asking for money, but, unfortunately, it costs money to run this kind of operation, to get reports out and everything else. And we got a donation page. It's on our website, TruthRadioshow.com. It's a secured PayPal account. So you don't have to worry about it. Even if you don't have a PayPal, you could pay with a checking account or ATM, a debit card, whatever, or even a credit card. Or other PayPal if you have money in PayPal. But again, it's a secured PayPal account, TruthRadioshow.com. But we got a lot of news for you today. I mean, we're not even going to get to, normally we get into all kinds of news, but today we're going to focus on the police state because of what's been going on this week. And I was in Providence, Rhode Island, and Ferguson protesters were in Providence, and I just want to let the viewers know, because people are going to be seeing this over the weekend on YouTube. You're going to hear it live first on AlternateCurrentRadio.com and ShakeAndWakeRadio.com. But Sunday night, this feed goes up, the video feed. It shows the articles, and you can see me and talking and everything else. It shows the articles. It's pretty cool. This way you see the articles right on screen. But stay tuned for after the show. For those of you going to be watching over the weekend, we're going to have that special report we did in Providence, Rhode Island. Ferguson protesters in Providence, Rhode Island. They're from Providence, but they're protesting the whole Michael Brown, the verdict thing of Officer Darren Wilson. And protesters, they took to the highway. They shut down Route 95 southbound, which is the largest highway on the East Coast. I mean, it extends all the way from Canada all the way down to Miami, Florida. And protesters even got into fights with the state police, and surprisingly, the police were good. I mean, the Providence police and the state police were very good. And the mayor of Providence, Angel Tavares, issued a statement, and state police chief Colonel O'Donnell, he issued a statement saying, hey, we're not going to militarize the police. We're not going to have a heavy police presence. We're going to honor everybody's First Amendment to please keep it peaceful. And basically what happened was some protesters got out of hand. They actually pushed cops, and we got it all on video. It's 9 minute. I cut it down to 9 minutes. And we had the video going live on our Ustream account. I mean, it got exciting for a while. And we were the only media down on the highway. I mean, you had all the mainstream media. They were up on the bridge here filming down. I mean, all the media, you could see us in the media. But we were the only media that was down on the ground in the action. Right, like feet away from fights going on with the cops and everything else. But we already established communication with the police. Hey, we're media here. We're just doing our job, whatever. And I know a lot of the Providence police officers. But the thing is, with this whole Ferguson thing, people could go either way. I mean, people say, well, Michael Brown's at fault, or Officer Darren Wilson, or they're both at fault, whatever. But that's not what we're here to talk about. And, I support everybody's right to protest. I really do. But the thing is, it's not protesting when you're burning towns down, especially people in Ferguson. Most of them don't even live in Ferguson. They're not protesters. They're just corrupt scum thugs. They like to come in towns, destroy it, and loot it. And they say, oh, part of the protest. They don't care about Michael Brown. And they come in busting up shops, burning it down. One lady in Ferguson, I think she had some kind of a bakery or whatever, and there was this black woman, older black woman, and she was crying on the news because protesters came in, well, looters, and then not protesters. Looters came in, destroyed her whole bakery, burned the place down. I think it was a bakery, I'm not sure, whatever, but it was so many places that were burned down, destroyed, and it was just disgusting what happened. And there was peaceful protesters, just like in Providence here. Many of them were peaceful protesters, but yeah, some jerks that get out of line. Well, anyway, they blocked off Interstate 95. Again, it's the biggest highway on the East Coast. It stretches all the way from Canada into Miami, Florida. So it's a long, long highway, but they blocked off traffic from Providence almost up to Boston. And when the state police were telling me that, and at first it was funny though, because a lot of the cops know me, for what I do and everything. Rhode Island's a small state, so some of the state police that knew me and the Providence police that knew me, they thought I was part of this protest at first, because they used to see me at state houses protesting against bills, such as gun control and everything else, and which we got a lot of support from cops for doing that. But they thought I was part of the protests, and they said, "Come on, you guys made your point. Could you get your people off the highway?" They were nice about it. It's like, dude, it's the same way protest. I'm just here as a media. Oh, all right. We thought you were. No, it's like, no, I'm not. So they were pretty nice about it. But some jerks got out of line. I mean, they, started pushing the police officers, and the police officers were very gentle toward them. There was no body armor, nothing like that, surprisingly. But other states, I mean, like Ferguson, it's like a militarized zone. I mean, like they're shooting at protesters, peaceful ones at that. I mean, it got out of hand. And again, you can go both sides, and I'm on the fence with this. To tell you the honest truth, I'm on the fence with the Darren Wilson and Michael Brown. Because at first it was an innocent, unarmed kid got shot. Of course, I mean, I ranted on my show about it. 20 minutes I ranted about it. And Al Sharpton comes on TV to promote racism, even if it wasn't Michael Brown's fault or not. You had idiot scum like Al Sharpton, Jesse Jackson, Obama coming out to make this a racial issue. I mean, how many white kids are shot by black cops? We got an article here about that. We're going to get into when we cover the police state news. How many kids have been shot, white kids been shot by black cops? You don't see people raging over that. And this ain't about a race issue. I mean, like, people, because I was at the protest in Providence, and you had some goon talking on the megaphone. The founder fathers, they were slave owners, and that's the truth, and they were against black people. Well, they got the information wrong. Sure, some of the founder fathers owned slaves or whatever, but they were against slavery. They treated their slaves like regular people. Like as Thomas Jefferson did, George Washington. He was against the slavery, but his people that worked for him, he actually paid them. They weren't like slaves. He actually paid them, and he was very great to these people. And he was against slavery. And they don't tell you this here in the history books either. They don't tell you in the Revolution War that the American Indians and black folks were a huge part of the American Revolution to win. A big part of that. But they don't tell you this because they want to tell you they were just slaves, they were handcuffed, and, the white men won against another white man. No, it wasn't like that. It was a huge a huge combination of many races that won the American Revolution. They don't tell you this in history books. They don't tell you, George Washington promised the Native Americans here, hey, listen, you side with us, help us in this revolution, we will give you some of your land back. Because George Washington, he felt like crap that his ancestors took the land away from the natives. He felt like crap. That's why he established free college for Native Americans. He established their sovereign land. He was giving their land back. Our chief, because I'm a Wampanoag Indian, our chief here, he has a deed from, at the time, General George Washington. An original deed signed by George Washington, and because our ancestors were Wampanoag, they call them the Thanksgiving tribe and also the Pocahontas tribe. It's the Wampanoags, they greeted the Pilgrims and everything else, and I belonged to that. And it was a guy named King Philip, which is Grand Sachem Metacom. He was the Grand Chief of the Wampanoag tribe. It was the first war in America. It was called the King Philip War. The English called him King Philip, because he was a Grand Sachem, which is the Grand Chief of all the Wampanoag chiefs and all that. He banded together with the Narragansetts, the Nipmunks, the Pequots, and what's the other one called? all the tribes in New England, he banded them all together, and they tried to overthrow the British because the British were saying, hey, you know what? The Crown was saying, hey, I don't want people owning guns. This is what they don't tell you in history. So, so they took all the guns from the citizens, the land that the Indians gave the English settlers. So the Crown wasn't satisfied with that. No, I don't want the Indians owning guns either. But a lot of their officers say, hey, listen, it's like they gave us the land. We gotta, we can't go in their land. They gave us land. We can't go in their property, basically, and say, hey, we're going to take your guns. The Crown says no. And if you don't do it, you'll be arrested, plain and simple. So the officers had no choice to go into those lands and try to confiscate the guns, which started the first war in America. It was over guns. And then the Second Revolution, and this is where this is leading to here. And, they don't tell this in the school books. George Washington told the Native Americans and the black folks too. Native Americans, hey, you fight with us, I will make sure you get your land back. And he lived to his promise. After the war, he gave land back to the natives. He said, hey, you know what? We're going to do even better. We're going to give you free college. And he did that. And it's to this day, if you can prove you're Native American, you go to college for free. And he told the black people, say, listen, he said, we know he was against slavery, but he said, listen, I will make an executive order. Anybody who fights in the revolution, I think it was for a year. All I had to do is serve a year or 12. I forgot exactly, don't quote me on the time frame, but it wasn't long. He said, you serve with us just, I think it was a year, you'll be granted your freedom. You'll be a free man. He did this for the black folks because he felt like crap because his people enslaved black people. And the thing is, it wasn't, a lot of people don't understand too, it wasn't white people enslaving black people. It was the black people taking the lower levels, they call them, and selling them as slaves. And people in Africa, the ruling governments in Africa, the black people, they sold their own people for slavery. So the people out there misconstrue all this information. Oh, the white men are bad because they took you don't understand history. You need to read history. And that kid was mouthing off on his megaphone and proud and saying, the black people, they've been under oppression. We all been under oppression. Hispanics, Italians, Jews especially. Nobody's been under more oppression than the Jews. You don't see them breaking up stores and blowing stuff up. And that's historically known. No other people in this world, in the history of this world, has been killed as much and been under much oppression and slavery than the Jews. So don't go sit there and give me your racist black stuff that, whatever. I got friends who are black, good friends, and it doesn't matter about color, okay? We're all red-blooded Americans. That's all that matters. I'm half American, Indian, and I'm half English. So I'm not, considered white, 100%. But it's not about race, okay? People need to understand that. But the kid, most of these people are mouthing off, oh, it's the white people's fault this is going on. Oh, what about the white kids that are getting shot by black cops? There wasn't a giant protest when O.J. Simpson got acquitted for killing the white woman. I'm not trying to promote racism here, but I'm just trying to say, hey, we're all on the same boat. Whites, blacks, Hispanics, whatever you are, we're all victims of the police state. Period. And the people just get off and say, oh, it's a racist thing. Jerks like Reverend Al Sharpton. I really think that guy should have been arrested for inciting riots. He's a big responsibility for all that crap going down in Ferguson. A big responsibility. And confusing these poor black folk that it's the white man. And here's the thing. The owner of the LA Clippers, he makes, allegedly made a racist comment. Allegedly, there's no proof, but allegedly made a racist comment. He was told he had to sell his team, and he was given the fine of $1 million, and you have to sell your team, the NBA. And Reverend Al Sharpton, he makes all the racist stuff in his sermons, constantly bashing white people. What do? They invite him into the White House to be a speaker all the time. They give him a talk show. He's like a huge figure on the television and in the political world, but. Like the Washington Redskins too. It's a racist term. How the hell is that racist against black folks? If anything, it'll be racist against the Native Americans, not black people. I don't know where these people misconstrue all the stuff, but the Native Americans were red-skinned, period. That's why they call them the Washington Redskins, because they were red-skinned people. I'm Native American. I don't find that racist at all. It's just because you have race baiters on TV that say, oh, they even do this for the white people. Yeah, he tried to do it. Oh, well, yeah, a white person was killed, so we're going to cause violence. We're going to cause racism. A black kid was killed, we're going to cause racism. You know, the Trayvon Martin thing. I mean, Zimmerman wasn't even white, and they're saying, oh, make it about a white-black issue. He was Hispanic. You know what I mean? And, but the thing is, they're trying to make this into a huge race thing. That, you know, we got to join together as Americans. All of us are victims of the police state. And I'm going to go on record, you know, again, I'm going to say about the Ferguson, Michael Brown, and Darren Wilson. I'm on the fence with that. I really am. And, you know, both stories come out. Then you see later on that Michael Brown pushed the store owner he robbed, just pushed him out of the way. And I guess he charged the cop. Now I'm on the fence with that. At first, I was outraged. I was like, you know, they killed this poor black kid. Come to find out, he's a wannabe thug. He's got pictures all over the place with a teardrop in his eye, trying to act like a wannabe thug. You know what I mean? And looting stores and everything else, and bullying himself around. So now that changes the whole story here. But the thing is, you should have Darren Wilson have killed him? No, I don't think he should have. But the thing is, if he charged him and his friends there too, I mean, if you're on the ground, you're a police officer, and you don't have time to aim a gun. You just want to get that person off you, and all the evidence showed that the bullet wounds came forward, you know, in front of his body, you know, though they were wrestling, because you don't have time to aim the gun. So the thing is, I'm on the fence with that, I really am. But the thing is, we cannot sit here and avoid the police state. Tons of people, we're going to get into this after the break of this police state news. I mean, it is horrible. I mean, children's strip search at Philadelphia Family Center, courthouse, I'm sorry. Brooklyn man fatally shot by police and he was unarmed. A white kid shot by a black cop. And again, it's not about a racial thing, folks, but people need to circumvent that. It's like, it's not about white, black, and Hispanic. Every one of us are victims of the police state. And then, yeah, the kid again in Providence saying the Founding Fathers are bad. They were burning the American flag like it's Whitey's fault. It's not Whitey's fault. It's the corrupt scum. And there's black and white, both a corrupt scum in the police departments. You know, and the police know, you know, a lot of good policemen know this, that there's scum in the police department. They admit it. I mean, you had a chief, who was on InfoWars, I guess. They had an article, I forgot to bring that up, but he was crying, the police chief, that all this is going on because it's putting good cops' lives in danger. But the cops need to step up to say, hey, listen, if we know some corrupt scumbag, even a higher-ranking officer in our department, we need to stop him now, because when all this boils down, we'll start taking more action. Our lives are going to be online as well. But we do got to go to a break, and we will be right back on the Truth Radio Show on AlternateCurrentRadio.com and ShakeandWakeRadio.com. We will be right back. And welcome back to the Truth Radio Show. And again, folks, my statements, I just want to make clear right now that's nothing to do with race. I'm supporting both sides here equally. And that's why I go down the middle. I'm showing you in tons of instances when it's black people's fault and tons of instances when it's white people's fault. So this should not be about a racial thing. And again, whereas in Providence, people, they were burning the American flag, trashing the Founding Fathers with disinformation about them. And, you know, it's not about that. You know what I mean? All of us are victims of the police state. I don't know how many times I need to say this. I told them that, too. And what happens, they blocked off the highway, and we got all that on video, and I narrowed it down to a report. And if you want to go to Ustream, go to ustream.tv and type in Truth Radio, or /Truth Radio, and you can see the videos we recorded. It's also on our YouTube channel, Truth Radio Show, our YouTube channel. We got it all on video, the whole uncut version of it. And I narrowed it down to a report I put on YouTube as well, because I use my phone to broadcast on Ustream and also my video camera for HD video. And we narrowed it down to all the action on the highway, the fights going on. So after the show here again, it's going to be at the end of this report. So after you see the credits, you're going to see the report right after. And it's action-packed, it really is. And, you know, the thing is, we need to, you know, now is the time more than ever. We need to put the racial crap aside. And, you know, I don't want people saying, oh, you white people, don't give me that racist stuff. You can shove it right up your ass. Plain and simple. Same thing with you white people. Oh, we were the, you know, targets of black. No, you're not. Any black person out there that blames white people, any white people out there that blames black people, you're both idiots. Plain and simple. It's both your fault. Because, first of all, it's all your fault right now, because all of you are falling for the government's racial divide. They want you divided. I mean, don't get me wrong. What you're doing out there, for exercising the First Amendment, I support that. I really do. But we don't know. Again, I'm on the fence with the Brown and Darren Wilson thing. I'm on the fence with that. But still, I was out there because I was part of the peaceful protesters supporting, because they're sick of the police state in general. That's what a lot of them are. Then you get some black people. Oh, white people shouldn't be involved. They don't know what it's about. You know what I mean? Shut the hell up. All right, plain and simple. We're all in this together, idiot. And, call me a racist, whatever you want. But I got friends who are black. I'm on, both sides here. The thing is, you people, you black racist people, you white racist people, you need to stop your crap and come together as one. Because the government, you're falling right into the hands of what the United States government wants. Well, the criminals who hijacked the government, like Obama, Al Sharpton, and all these other people, you're falling right into the race-baiting hands. Because they want people divided so they could come in, push martial law. They want riots to go on. That's why Al Sharpton's race baiting and pushing this so people blow up shops and tip cars and everything else so they could have justification to send militarized police and the National Guard and such, and FEMA and everybody else rushing through towns and tanks and everything else and calling for martial law. So they want this to happen. So you white folks and you black folks, you need to stop your stupid racism. Again, you're both idiots, whites and blacks. You're both stupid. That the people who are blaming the blacks and people blaming the whites. No, it's your fault, both of you, because all of you are falling for the racial divide and not going to the source. The source is the scum in our government who's creating, and this is all part of the problem, reaction, solution. We've been telling you folks. That they got to create this problem, reaction, solution. They create the problem, so they bring in the solution. It's all order out of chaos. They don't want people divided. That's why they have the Republican Democratic Party to get people divided politically. They divide them religiously. Now they divide you racially. But the thing is, they fear, the New World Order fears that the people in the United States here all come together, no matter what religion you are, what race you are, what political party you are. If we all came together, we would squash the New World Order like a fly. We would just squash them just like a fly, a bug. Exactly the cockroaches that they are, we would squash them instantly. They know that. That's why they're causing all this racial divide, political divide, and religious divide. If we all come together, their New World Order is done. Period. And it's in their documents. It's in their manuals how to destroy America from within. This goes back to the 1700s when the Illuminati first came here from Europe. George Washington warned us about this in the 1790s, writing to a letter to his reverend now. This is all in the National Archives if you don't believe in this stuff. And it goes back. It really does. And the people need to wake up, plain and simple. And and the thing is too, the people out there, that are just sick of the police state, I'm glad, because I called this years ago when I used to read this police state news. I mean, all the time we have tons of police state news, and I said on record, I told people that people are going to get sick of it one day, because when you see all these police brutality things, you're seeing that much closer from people, citizens watching, taking action. They're screaming at cops now. Then all of a sudden they started swearing at cops now. All of a sudden they started getting into cops' faces now. And now they're taking action on the streets. The good protesters. Not the idiots that loot and have nothing to do with the protests. And, they don't even know the hell, probably don't even know who Michael Brown is or whatever, but they use that, whatever. But anyway, you're seeing people taking action. I warn people this, and I'm warning you cops out there. I know there's a ton of great cops. I know a lot of them. And, you need to step up and say, hey, you know what? We need to extinguish all of this corrupt scum in our departments. And for once, I got to give the Providence Police and the Rhode Island State Police a salute, because they handled everything perfectly. No police brutality, no armor, and then nothing else like that. And it wasn't heavy police presence until they blocked off the highway. But anyway, it's just like, we need to get rid of the bad cops. There's bad apples and everything. We need to get rid of the bad cops. But the thing is, I'm glad people standing up against the police state, because I don't know how many times that people have been victim, kids and all, of the police state. And want to get right into that police state soon. But I just wanted to before you get into that, which ties into this, folks, because everything I was talking about, the political spectrum and all this ties into this whole New World Order agenda. I just wanted to cover a couple articles here, switching gears just for a moment. That's kind of, and also it all ties in together. But anyway, Chuck Hagel, warned of rogue New World Order, and now he's fired. And Steve Watson of Infowars.com reported this. Chuck Hagel has been fired by Obama from his position as Defense Secretary. That's right, Defense Secretary Chuck Hagel said he warned of a rogue New World Order. And you're seeing that happen now, man, I tell you. And Hagel, a former GOP senator, was appointed by Obama in early 2013. And there you go. See, it was a GOP, a Republican. You see, Obama's supposed to be a Democrat. We'll get into that in a minute. But anyway, he was appointed by Obama in 2013 and therefore was scheduled to serve for the entire Obama second term. And prior to his appointment, Hagel is said to have visited the White House in 2009 and personally warned Obama that he should look out for rogue elements within the Pentagon that were leading to a New World Order. And he said this right out, and warned about the people say, oh, it's a conspiracy to the New World Order. You got presidents all the time talking about we need a New World Order and everything else. Henry Kissinger talked all the time about it. And the Bushes and such, and the presidents, the Bushes and Obama and all of them. Anyway, this was not reported on some internet conspiracy forum. It was leading report published shortly before Hagel's appointment by Bob Woodward, an award-winning journalist and associated editor within the Washington Post. And according to the account Hagel gave, he told Obama, "We are at the time where there is a new world order. And we don't control it. You must question everything, every assumption, everything the military and diplomats tell you any assumption 10 years old is out of date. And you need to question our role. You need to question the military. You need to question what we are using the military for," Hagel is said to have told the president. So you got this guy, he was, I guess, just like Obama, whatever, just because Obama doesn't appoint people unless they're New World Order loving people. But anyway, you got this guy stepping up as a real politician. I guess he finally realized, wait a minute, I took an oath on the Constitution. So it's my duty now to blow the whistle. And you got Chuck Hagel, my hat's off to this guy, warning about a rogue New World Order. Coming right out, Washington Post there. And it's not a conspiracy, Washington Post, right there. The link's right on the InfoWars article. And again, the InfoWars article, people criticize InfoWars, but what they do is they have the proof on the article. Okay, you go to their website, and when InfoWars talks about something, they don't just talk out of their asses. They have the links right there from the source, the Washington Post. You click right on that link, it goes right to the Washington Post, and it's right there. And they even have the videos where he said that. So, InfoWars is not a conspiracy theory website. They have all the documented proof. They don't put nothing out unless they have some kind of a proof and source that they could show the people. And all this ties together when I was talking about, we talked about this last week. Bush saying that Clinton was my brother from another mother, and you got all the time Obama saying that Bush is his mentor. And this was last week, the Sunday Times. George Bush described Bill Clinton, his fellow American president, as a brother from another mother. We covered this last week. But the thing is, you see all the Republicans and Democrats working together. That's why this guy, Chuck Hagel, a Republican, appointed by Obama. And when he created the councils of governors, there was 10 of them he appointed. Nobody elected these guys. There's 10 councils of governors. And it was 5 Democrats, 5 Republicans. They keep it right in the middle, and it shows that these Republican Democratic parties work together, and they're working together to push this racism. And this all ties in together, everything I've been talking about. So, you're seeing right now a mass genocide about to take place here in the United States because they are trying to divide the American people. It is horrible what's going on, it really is, and it makes me sick to my stomach. It really does. And again, my hearts go out to the family of Michael Brown, the family and friends and everything else, and it's sad. Nobody wants anybody dead, but you know what? There's a lot of things. When you look at both sides of the case here, I'm on the fence with this. I really am, because should you have killed him? But the thing is, if you're, I took training, with weapons and all that. And when you're up close like that and somebody's, wrestling with you, you can't aim a gun. You just pull the trigger to get that guy off because your life's on the line. So, you go both ways, really can. Or did the cop instigate it? Without knowing the facts first, did he instigate? Nobody knows. Nobody's seen it. Nobody knows. That's why I'm on the fence about this. And, again, these people, I mean, I got attacked on my Twitter and all that by these black people saying, oh, you racist pigs, blah, blah, white people should die. You know what? Why say something like that? You know, don't say stuff like that, because white people supporting you too. You know, it's not about a racial thing. I mean, people need to realize that, because it's just sickening, because people keep bringing up the race thing, and the race card comes flying out again to keep people divided. And we went over the history of why they're doing this, and the real history of the founding fathers and the American Indians and the black people. And George Washington, you know, he didn't like the slavery, and you know, he tried to stop that. But anyway, you know, people need to get their priorities straight. They need to get their heads out of their asses, plain and simple. You know, get their heads out of Al Sharpton's butt and everybody else. And you know, and this is not what Martin Luther King wanted. Martin Luther King was a great man, a revolutionary leader. Yeah, I mean, and that poor guy must be rolling over his grave right now, you know, along with the founding fathers, because what our country's come to, you know, we're on the verge of a revolution. But the thing is, the police state is horrible. And I mean, every day we're pulling up news. I mean, this is from 2 days, right here. I got like probably 15 articles here in 2 days, and there's more. And I just took the most beefy ones, because I mean, I could have a stack within 1 week, a stack of news on the police state all over the country. Innocent people, unarmed people getting killed. I mean, it was a woman, she went to a church meeting, whatever. It was years ago. I don't know the story, but anyway, she moved into this town. Woman in a caravan. She went to a church to apply to see if she could work there, whatever. And on the way out, there was a cop that tried to open her door, and she thought somebody was gonna carjack or whatever. Anyway, she didn't stop, and a cop shot her to death. And you know, same with my friend Jay Swift here in Pawtucket, Rhode Island. Pawtucket police officer shot him to death. He was unarmed and naked in front of his mother, because what happened was, long story with that, they tried to like bully him because he was a big guy. You know, he's a semi-pro football player, and just because he was a big guy, a couple of rookie cops thought they could have their way with him. You know, oh, let's beat this big guy up here. So they started teasing him, because he's like, look, he's got his hands up, I'm not doing nothing. They started tasing him and all that, and he broke away. You know, natural defense mechanism. He ran upstairs in the hallway, and he stripped down naked. Say, listen, I ain't got no weapon. Stop. I'm not doing nothing. His hands up, and neighbors are coming out of the hallways. His mom's right there. Cop comes up, bam, 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 right in the back. Killed him right there on the floor. And the cop is still on the force today. That's the police brutality that's going on. That's why people are pissed off. That's why they're all over the country. You know what I mean? The real protesters, not these idiots looting. So, I mean, we're going to get into that. We're going to get to that after the break here. And I just want to go to a couple of quotes here. First of all, we're going to go to the quote of the day, quote of the week, I should say. I'm a little tired here. It's just been a long week, especially running around doing these reports and everything else. But we're going to move to our quote of the week. It's by Thomas Jefferson, you know, the racist by some people. No, he was not a racist at all. But anyway, he was a great patriot, too. He was against slavery himself. And he treated his slaves like, you know, great, but he was against it. But anyway, quote of the week by Thomas Jefferson. He says, the tree of liberty must be refreshed from time to time with bloods of patriots and tyrants. And he also says that every generation needs a revolution. And how prophetic is that? Our founding fathers warned us on so many occasions, several occasions, about this police state, about the military-industrial complex. Well, that was from Eisenhower in his farewell address. He wasn't one of the founding fathers, but former President Eisenhower, in his farewell address, he addressed about the misuse of power in the military-industrial complex. JFK, how many speeches did he have? Warning about the shadow government, warning about the people behind puppet. I got to bring that quote up. Probably going to bring it up next week about JFK talking about that. That he's got to expose all, before his time is done, he's got to expose all these people. He tried to even abolish the FBI. You know what I mean? But, and the thing is, I know people who do follow JFK, and it's so funny. They love JFK, but yet they call us conspiracy theorists, because all we're doing is reinnovating everything that JFK warned us about. That's all we're doing. But, these JFK lovers, they'll call us conspiracy theorists. But, JFK's warning you people about this. It's a mind job. It really is. And, again, the tree of liberty must be refreshed from time to time with blood of patriots and tyrants, and every generation needs a revolution. Quote of the week by Thomas Jefferson, and one of the greatest presidents of the United States. The guy was a patriot. And, I mean, that guy didn't take crap from nothing. If he came alive today, I'll bet vital parts of my anatomy, and people think I'm extreme, that he would militias all over this country. By the end of the week, there'll be a revolution, a shooting war with the government, and by the end of that week, there'll be politicians hanging at the end of a rope, plain and simple, for treason and crimes against humanity. And that UN building will be destroyed. It will be leveled. I guarantee you that. But we do got to go to a break. We'll be right back on the Truth Radio Show with Dan Bedanti. And we're back on the final segment of the Truth Radio Show on AlternateCurrentRadio.com and ShakeandWakeRadio.com. Again, visit our website, TruthRadioShow.com, our YouTube channel, YouTube.com/user/Truth Radio. And all the links of all our social media sites, everything is on TruthRadioShow.com. Secured PayPal donation page is right on the website as well. Just click on the PayPal logo and it goes to our site and for the donations and everything. And just not only money. I mean, if you got computers you want to do away with, or video equipment, audio equipment, anything like that. That helps with this operation here, we'll definitely take it. Even flat screen TVs or whatever, anything like that, microphones, cables, anything. And if you want to get rid of them, you have extra, and you feel like you want to donate towards the cause, but you don't have money, we'll definitely welcome take that kind of stuff, especially video equipment and everything else. I mean, we can't have enough of it. So again, if you want to do away with that, please go right on my donation page. When you click donate, or you go down to the bottom of the website, is contact information. My email address is right there, truthradio990@hotmail.com. If you go there, if you got the donation stuff, the equipment you want to donate, just message me. Email me and tell me, hey, I got this and that, you interested? You know what I mean? And we'll gladly take it. If you don't have the money because times are tough, we understand that. But we do need money to, for gas and everything else to pay for the streaming, pay for the, pay these stations to be on and everything else. So it costs a lot of money, and I got to work a daytime job just to, afford this. So we want to expand, but how we can expand is by you, the supporters, and we thank you, people that already donated. It's a blessing. But anyway, we're going to move to our Diaper Bag of the Week award. And again, this is our third award now. Third week we started giving this award out. Now, for those of you that don't know what a diaper bag is, it's exactly how it sounds. A diaper bag is a tyrant, anti-constitutional bastard, excuse my language, and is full of crap. Plain and simple. That's why we call it a diaper bag. We just call it how we see it. But this Diaper Bag of the Week award, our third weekly Diaper Bag of the Week recipient, goes to Reverend Al Sharpton. That's right, Reverend Al Sharpton, you are our Diaper Bag Award winner of the week for promoting racism, race baiting, and instigating these riots out in Ferguson and all over the country. So, Diaper Bag, and you should be the Diaper Bag of the month, or the year, because all the damage, that's a big responsibility, big part from Al Sharpton. Instead of going and telling the people, hey, listen, take this slow and, do the right thing. But he's like, no, the white people, and running his mouth and everything else. Well, it has nothing to do with that. It's nothing to do with racism, but he's promoting racism, and they get him awards, they get him a talk show and everything else. It's disgusting. So, Reverend Al Sharpton, you are definitely our Diaper Bag of the Week. Congratulations. And we got to move on. We got a lot of police state news to cover. This is crazy. A man gets arrested for pointing a banana at a cop. We're going to get into that in a few minutes. And we got a lot of stuff to cover. I mean, and this stuff really gets me mad. I mean, it really does. And this is why real people, real protesters, again, not the rioters, are pissed off. I got a friend, Richard Garganta. He was on my show, my other show, a few weeks ago. But anyway, he's a huge activist, and he was then down at the protest rally, not just because of the Michael Brown incident, because of the police state in general. And those people, they're just sick of the crap. They're sick of the police state, and they want it stopped, plain and simple. And good cops, you need to understand this and stop these criminals. Even if it's your captain or your chief, you need to step up. Hey, listen, get out, we need to do something to stop them, because your life's going to be on the line. You're seeing it now. People are now attacking police. And again, we're going to show the video after the show here, those of you going to watch this over the weekend. Anyway, you got police violence continues why nation fixated on Mike Brown. Infowars.com, Curtin Nimmo. While the nation and the media are fixated on the case of robbery, suspect Mike Brown, police violence continues unabated. And it's true. Why this is going on, there's still police brutality happening. And you think they were learning their lessons. They'll walk on thin ice, but you got Al Sharpton and Jesse Jackson may want to take up a case of David Flores, a man viciously beaten by police for a suspected victimless crime. But Mr. Flores is not black. He is Hispanic. In his case, does not fit neatly in the race-driven agenda of Sharpton, Jackson, and Mike Brown activists. So you got not only this Spanish guy was beat by a cop, but we're going to get into in a couple articles coming up, a white guy, I think that's the next article, but anyway, a black cop shoots and kills a white unarmed man. And it shows you, and we're not trying to say, hey, the black people are bad. We're not trying to say the Spanish people or the white people. No, we're trying to point out again that all of us, regardless of your race, are all victims of the police state. Even police are. Real honest cops, they're the victims of the police state, because you know what? When people take action and start going attacking cops, they're going to attack good, honest cops. So everybody's a victim in this police state, and it's all from the federal government. They're the ones creating it, and that's why they're arming the police departments, federalizing them to the teeth, because they know posse comitatus prevents them using military on the streets for police powers. So they go through the back door. The next bill, let's do this. How about we federalize the police departments on the Homeland Security? And that kind of goes through the back door and voids posse comitatus. Now we own the police departments. Now the police department is supposed to be under the jurisdiction of the town, city, or the state. But the government says, hey, since we're federalizing you now, we call the shots. And exactly what they're doing. They go through the back door instead of evading posse comitatus, which technically they kind of still are, because they're taking orders from the federal government. It's not supposed to be that way. But anyway, police violence continues while the nation fixated on Mike Brown. Al Sharpton and Jesse Jackson, they're promoting all this stuff, and it's disgusting. And, we know how the verdict turned out. And, of course, they even pushed it even more to say, hey, this is why, white people are bad or whatever. And, it's causing all this racial divide. But, yeah, you got a black officer shoots and kills white unarmed man. Live Leak reports this. It's also shared on Infowars.com. Unarmed white man killed by black cop. Here's how the media reacted. And while national news media continued to focus on race in Ferguson, Missouri, where a white police officer shot and killed an unarmed black teenager, they apparently don't think a similar case in Utah with the races reversed in this newsworthy. They don't think it's newsworthy. So you got in Missouri, white cop killed a black unarmed teenager. Then you got here in Utah, a black cop killed a white teenager, unarmed. So, if you can't see through the line, people, if you're black against the whites, or you're white against the blacks, or Hispanic against both, whatever, you need to read through the lines. Because, again, I can't say that enough. We're all victims here. No matter what race, color, or creed you are. And police in Salt Lake City are continuing their probe into August 11th shooting outside a 7-Eleven convenience store when a black police officer, whom local media are referring to as a not white, shot and killed 20-year-old Dylan Taylor, who was unarmed at the time, according to his supporters. And Police Chief Chris Burbank said the entire incident was captured on the body camera of the officer who shot Taylor, which, by the way, I'm all for. They're trying to push us in Pawtucket to put cameras on the cops and all that. That's awesome. Pawtucket, Rhode Island, a couple of friends of mine are leading the movement to do that. And they're almost successful because they're making the headline news here in the local media here in Rhode Island to do that. So that's good, because there's a lot of police brutality here in Rhode Island, I'll tell you that. But again, you're seeing both races are targets here. And we talked about this last week about the Florida school children terrorized by police for their safety. Infowars reports that students at middle school in Winter Haven, Florida, feared for their lives last week when police burst into the school with weapons drawn. They did a whole drill. Teachers didn't know. Probably the school officials knew, but they didn't tell the teachers. The parents didn't know. Nobody knew. terrified the hell out of the parents and the school children and the teachers. They didn't know what the hell was going on. And nothing got done about this. I mean, these cops, the people who were in charge of this thing, they should be indicted for this. And God forbid one of the kids got shot just because the kid pulled out a fake toy gun or whatever, and they shot that kid. You know what I mean? The students here said, we actually thought that someone was going to come in there and kill us. Well, a 7th grader student said that. And I mean, this is disgusting, really is. And you got children here, strip search at New Philadelphia Family Courthouse. CBS Philly reports as multiple sources involved in cases in Philadelphia Family Court says sheriff deputies improperly strip searched juveniles in both criminal and DHS custody cases who were appearing at the court for hearings early this week. And one court administrator discovered what was going on. They put a stop to it. And according to the multiple sources, juveniles in county custody for both criminal and non-criminal matters were making courtroom appearances at the new family courthouse in 15th and Arch Street, and were first strip searched by sheriff deputies as security measures all day Monday of this week and possible part of Tuesday. So and the thing is, it's all about desensitizing people. Yeah, desensitize them, make them the bootlickers. That's what they're trying to do here. I mean, they're trying to change America. New America in the magazine there, the cover once that had police state on the cover. You had to show this is the new America. This is a Nazi stormtrooper. I mean, I got to put that together. I keep forgetting to do that. I wanted to include that in the report. I interviewed a girl in Providence here at the protest. There was an older lady. She was like 67 or something. She told me she has not seen anything like this since the 1960s. I was blown away by that. I really was. And she was like, she was part of the protest in the 1960s. And she goes, I haven't seen anything like this nationwide in this kind of scale since the 60s during the hippie movement. And I was blown away with that. I got to put that together and put that out in the interviews I did with people. It's really crazy because people are sick of this police state. They really are. And like I said, back in 2009 when I first started radio, it's going to come a time when people take action. There's going to come a time when people start getting aggressive against police officers. And unfortunately, real good, honest police officers are going to be victims as well of that. So, this has to stop. But again, this police brutality still continues because you got a Brooklyn man here fatally shot by police, and guess what? Just like the other guys, he was unarmed. And this is New York Times reporting this. A rookie New York City police officer shot and killed an unarmed 28-year-old man in the dock stairwell in Brooklyn late Thursday night, according to the police. And Mayor Bill de Blasio said the shooting appeared to be unprovoked. And he said, we don't know enough yet, but it does appear to be an accident. The mayor said in his news conference Friday. And it says this is a tragedy. Oh, no kidding, it's a tragedy. And New York, I think New York really is the biggest and worst police state in the entire country, by far. That guy, Eric Garner, they choked him out until he's dead on the street. In front of everybody, right in the middle of the daytime, choked him out. That scumbag undercover cop choked him out to the ground, and he's like, I can't breathe, and he's not even resisting. Choked him out to the ground and killed him right then and there for selling cigarettes, for selling loose cigarettes. I mean, that should be a huge outrage. And people should be outraging in New York. I mean, New York is the worst. And that's why they're taking everybody's guns, because you can't do nothing. Anyway, you got Alabama cop caught pepper spraying jubilant student at close range. I seen the video on this. This PNOC reporting this. It's on YouTube as well. Another out-of-control cop was caught on video viciously attacking a jubilant teenager celebrating a high school football victory Friday in Alabama. And I seen the video. The kid's like, oh, excited because his team won, whatever. Cop just comes in, sprays him right, like directly in the face, and arrests him. Just because he's celebrating this. I mean, what the hell is going on? It reminds me of that guy we talked about a couple weeks ago when the cops started getting into the kid's face because the kid said, God bless you. You know, anyway, you got court rules violent raid against homeschoolers unconstitutional. InfoWars reports. A court in Missouri has ruled a raid staged against homeschooling family in 2011 violated their constitutional rights. Well, you think. And police entered the home of Jason and Laura Hagan without search warrant The couple were shot with tasers, and Laura Hagan was slapped in the face by a police officer. Police also threatened to shoot the family dog when a couple refused to cooperate with social service workers because, they had to send the CPS over there because, God forbid you're teaching, you're homeschooling your kids. God forbid. So that's automatically, we got to move on because the time's almost done here. This goes by so fast, really does. But, the court rules violent raid against homeschool is unconstitutional. And I hope that family wins a huge lawsuit. And the thing is, like in Illinois, they passed a law, I think, that you could shoot a cop without a warrant. If he comes busting your home without a warrant, you could legally defend your home. That's the way it should be. It really should. If you don't have a warrant, you come and push him through my door, you're getting a bullet in your head. I mean, it should be like that because look, on the flip side here, tasering the parents, I mean, it's just disgusting. And I don't mean to call for anybody to die at all. But the thing is, if they're going to come try to kill you and your family or tase you, you have a right to defend yourself and your property, plain and simple. Cop or no cop, federal agents or no federal agent, it doesn't matter who you are. If you unwarrantedly, unconstitutionally violate that person's home, the property, that person should have a right to defend themselves at any means possible. And I stand by that 100%. And here we got cops kill boy with toy pistol on the playground. And Toledo Blade reports this, a 12-year-old boy shot by a police officer after grabbing what turned out to be a replica gun died from his wounds on Sunday, one day after officers responded to a 911 call about someone waving what the caller described as a probably fake gun at the playground. They said probably fake, but there's a kid waving a gun at the playground. So, the cops go there, it's, oh boy, bang, 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 shoot the kid dead. And I understand the other side, they got to protect themselves too, but they should have took more precaution to understand what's going on. And how many kids play with guns? Toy guns. It's disgusting. And leading from that, gun control advocates demand toy gun ban after Cleveland cops kill kid. And Kit Daniels Infowars.com reports gun control advocates are demanding a toy gun ban after Cleveland, Ohio police killed a child who was carrying an airsoft pistol on a playground. And we got to move on. We got a time going by. Man faces felony charges over aiming banana at deputies because that banana could kill those cops. So he aimed the banana, not even purposely either, just aimed it, picked it up out of his pocket, whatever, and it kind of aimed at the cops. So the cops, in the daytime, and this man is facing felony menacing charge after two Western Colorado sheriff deputies say he pointed a banana at them and they thought it was a gun. Oh yeah, because a big yellow banana looks like a gun. And the Grand Junction Daily Sentinel reports this. 27-year-old Nathan Ralph Channon was arrested Sunday. And before we go, folks, I just want to take a minute to explain, trying to reach out to all you folks out there that are black, all you folks out there that are Spanish, all you folks out there that are white. No matter what your race, color, creed, your religion is, your political affiliation is, we need to come together as one. We need to put all that aside and stop letting the government divide us racially, divide us politically, divide us religiously. We need to come together as one, just like the Founding Fathers did. They were all independent. They came together as one. And we're a strong nation. And to bring that New World Order down, folks, we could squash them. We could have a great effect. We could win this thing. We need to come together and squash these people because that's all they are. They're not big, powerful, and almighty. No. They're a cockroach. That's all they are. And we need to come together, it's like the movie Ants, A Bug's Life. We need to come together as one, and we will overtake these criminals. We will overtake these cockroaches, and we will squash this cockroach called the New World Order. And all it takes is for us, as Americans, not as black people, not as white people, not as Spanish people, no, as Americans, because all of us bleed red. No matter what color you are, we all bleed red. We're all Americans, and we're red-blooded Americans. That's what we are. So we need to come together as one and destroy the New World Order. We need to take these son of a bitches down and win back our country for our Constitution and our way of life. And this is Dan Bedandi for Truth Radio Show on AlternateCurrentRadio.com and ShakeandWakeRadio.com. And remember, you are the resistance. God bless. Dan Bedandi and Kevin LaPrade reporting for TruthRadioShow.com. We're here live in Providence, Rhode Island on Interstate 95, the largest highway on the East Coast, where protesters have blocked off traffic all the way extending into Massachusetts. We're on Interstate 95 in Providence, Rhode Island. Protesters have blocked off the whole southbound Route 95. Route 95 goes all the way from Canada.
shoot! Hands up! Don't shoot!
All Black Lives Matter!
I'm in the middle of the highway, 95, southbound, by myself. Streaming live. I never get to do that again, huh? Police cars right underneath the underpass. People on top of the bridge. All down along the road. This is where it gets intense, folks. Southbound, they just blocked off the highway. They're claiming victory, but nothing happened. They moved right away. I don't understand what this is. Looks like nobody's getting arrested. One person arrested. One person arrested and it's a victory. Two people arrested is a victory for them. All right, let's go. Press it on. Let's go. Come on. Off the highway. Let's go.
So far, we're seeing two people get arrested and the light's still young. Again, you're attacking Route 95. We're going to car accident.
Kevin LaPrade, TruthRadioShow.com. 95 southbound was just 100% blocked off. They were sitting in the highway and now they got up and they moved and now we're at a standstill.
He should be right. Alright, go ahead. We're gonna start arresting people. I already got 2 already.
We're just doing our job.
We want justice! 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 We want justice!
No, like,
What are we gonna do?
we're just doing our job.
Looks like they're gonna start locking 2 boats again.
Yeah,
They already got 2 people in the wagon over there. They just arrested 2 people. Again, here in Providence, Rhode Island, on Interstate 95. Dan Bedonja reporting, Infowars.com. Protesters were fighting with state police officers and
Where's your kid?
Let's go! Let's go!
here come the tough guys. After several arrests, the protesters fighting the police. Looks like they're getting things under control now. They're pushing us off the highway, back up to the street. And this is Dan Bedonja and Kevin LaPrade for TruthRadioShow.com.